The Forgotten Beauty, Discovering the Rolls Royce, A Labor of Love, Restoring the Silver Cloud, The HOA Intrusion, When Rules Overreach, Capturing the Claim, Evidence and Strategy, Triumph and Reflection, Ownership, Respect, and Vigilant. Silver Cloud had been sitting in my neighbor's garage for decades, a forgotten monument to a bygone era of elegance and craftsmanship. Dust covered the once pristine chrome, the leather seats cracked with age, and the engine hummed only in memory. Most would have walked past without a second thought, dismissing it as a relic too far gone to save. But I saw potential where others saw decay. I saw a story waiting to be told. Just as I began the meticulous work of restoring its grace, another force entered the narrative. The local HOA, notorious for overstepping their bounds, suddenly decided they had an interest in my project. One member in particular assumed ownership where none existed, trying to twist rules to claim what I was reviving. It wasn't just about a car, it was about respect, boundaries, and the audacity of someone thinking bureaucracy could rewrite reality. What began as a personal restoration quickly transformed into a high-stakes confrontation, caught on camera and recorded in a way that would leave no room for doubt. The Rolls Royce Silver Cloud was more than a car. It was a statement of history, craftsmanship, and patience. When I first laid eyes on it, parked forlornly next to my neighbor's property line, I felt a pull that I could not ignore. The bodywork was dull, chrome tarnished, and the tires had long surrendered to time. Yet beneath the layers of neglect, I saw the soul of a vehicle that had once commanded respect on roads far from our quiet suburban enclave. Restoring it would be neither quick nor easy, but I had the experience, the resources, and most importantly, the dedication to see it through. Every weekend became a ritual. I sanded, polished, and replaced components, breathing life back into the Silver Cloud one careful motion at a time. The engine, which had been silent for decades, began to stir under my hands, a deep, resonant purr that echoed the past. Neighbors began to notice. Some admired from afar, whispering about the miracle of revival. Others, however, saw it as an opportunity, a canvas onto which they could project their authority or entitlement. The HOA's intrusion began subtly. Notices about vehicle storage violations appeared, couched in bureaucratic language that hinted at impropriety without stating it outright. One member, whose reputation for overreach was well known, suggested that the car's presence might be disruptive or against community standards. At first, I ignored it. How could they claim ownership over a car that wasn't theirs? Yet the threat lingered, a shadow over the weekend mornings I had once devoted solely to restoration. I decided to document everything. Each stage of the restoration was captured, photographed, and videoed, not for bragging, but as proof of my consistent, dedicated work. When I installed cameras, it wasn't paranoia. It was preparation. Within weeks, the HOA member escalated, attempting to enter my property under the guise of inspection and claiming that the vehicle violated neighborhood covenants. My footage caught their arrival, their hesitant glances, and their unauthorized attempts to assert control. Every motion, every claim was recorded with clarity. What followed was a dance of strategy and patience. I reviewed every clip, cross-referenced letters with HOA bylaws, and documented the exact timeline of my work. The restoration itself became a metaphor. Just as the Silver Cloud regained its elegance, I reconstructed the narrative of ownership and diligence. This wasn't simply about a vehicle. It was about establishing a record of truth against those who would manipulate rules to serve their own interests. Life beyond the car reflected similar lessons. Authority, whether overreach or bureaucratic rigidity, often assumes that compliance is immediate. People fear confrontation or doubt their own rights. In the process of restoring the Silver Cloud, I learned the value of vigilance, documentation, and strategic patience. Observing the HOA's attempts to assert control, I saw the predictable patterns of entitlement, assumptions that others will bend, the belief that silence equals consent, and the illusion that formal titles or committees can redefine reality. The restoration itself progressed beautifully. Polished chrome reflected sunlight across the driveway, leather seats gleamed under protective oil, and the engine roared to life with a power that was almost intoxicating. It wasn't just the car that transformed, it was the environment around it. Conversations with neighbors shifted from curiosity to admiration, and subtle glances from the HOA were replaced with cautious acknowledgement. The act of creation, meticulous and patient, became a shield. Evidence of dedication cannot easily be disputed. Through this process, I realized the broader implications. Ownership is about more than legal documents or property lines. It is about presence, consistency, and the ability to assert one's efforts with clarity. Every bolt tightened, every surface polished, every engine rev captured on camera served as proof of commitment. In life, much like in the restoration of the Silver Cloud, diligence and foresight become powerful tools against those who would seize advantage. The final days of restoration were intense, both in work and in anticipation. The car, now fully restored, exuded the elegance and gravitas of its era. The HOA member, whose confidence had seemed unshakable, realized too late that documentation and visibility had dismantled any claim they could attempt. The footage, photographs, and records collectively presented a story that could not be rewritten. The Silver Cloud stood as a symbol of persistence, patience, and the rewards of protecting what is yours. The incident left a lasting impression on everyone involved. Neighbors, witnesses, and even casual observers understood the power of persistence, the importance of recording truth, and the subtle yet absolute authority of diligence over entitlement. The Silver Cloud was more than a car. It was a testament to the principles of vigilance, clarity, and integrity in the face of bureaucratic arrogance. 4. Powerful ending, 200 words. When the dust settled, the Silver Cloud rested in its rightful place, gleaming under the sun, untouched and unclaimed by anyone but me. The HOA's attempts had been thwarted not with confrontation alone, but with patience, evidence, and the quiet confidence of someone committed to their rights. The car was more than a project. It was a statement, a tangible record of effort meeting audacity and winning. Standing next to it, I realized that ownership, whether of a vehicle, a property, or one's personal space, demands both diligence and courage. The restoration had revealed deeper truths. Vigilance is as essential as skill. Persistence outweighs intimidation, and integrity can fortify even the most delicate of situations. In life, challenges arrive disguised as rules, authority, or bureaucratic oversight, testing not just possessions, but character. By observing, documenting, and acting with precision, the Silver Cloud became a symbol of justice quietly maintained. It reminded me, and those who witnessed the story, that claims without effort or legitimacy crumble when faced with truth and perseverance. The restored Rolls Royce was not merely a revival of a classic car, but a testament to resilience, strategy, and the enduring power of standing firm when others attempt to rewrite reality.